You need a toy? Good morning, everyone. Today's video is not a cooking video. I wanted to share a little bit more about bulk pantry management and how we prepare for Azure Day. So I want this to just be a little bit raw and show kind of what becomes of our bulk pantry throughout the month as we pull from it and how we sort of reset it and make sure that we are properly managing all the foods we're bringing in, because otherwise it just starts to pile up and it doesn't get used strategically, and then it's just kind of a waste and we're just buying things to buy things. So we're gonna head downstairs. I'm gonna show you what our bulk pantry looks like right now, show you what we need to accomplish, and we're gonna get everything ready for our next haul tomorrow. So here is an honest look at what sort of happens to our system over the month. We have been grabbing pasta out of here, and so things are just kind of laid wherever. There's a random box of mac and cheese. I don't know how that got there. And then here I've kind of got chocolate chips just shoved in everywhere, because at our last haul when we got these, I was not feeling good for a few weeks after, and I just didn't feel like I had the energy to tackle cleaning out a bucket and getting it ready. You know, doing our chocolate chip storage system. So some of this just needs to be cleaned up a bit, and then once the chocolate chips are out of the way, we can properly store those almonds and all of that, maybe get those into their own jar. And then I usually like to come underneath and unpack anything that we have picked up, just so I can see exactly how much is left over. Sometimes if I leave the diapers in a box or I leave the litter in that bag, I think that there's way more in there than there really is, and then we run the risk of running out. Since I do try to shop just once a month, it's important that we do keep tabs on that sort of thing. Another thing I like to do before we get our Azure haul is fill up all of our jars. Oh gosh, I've got the wedge in here. We have a flour, oatmeal, sugar. I think those are our main 3 jars upstairs. And I brought them downstairs this morning because I like to fill them all the way up before we get our next Azure haul. Now we do fill these periodically throughout the month as we need them, but I make a point of doing it before the Azure haul, because first it allows me to empty any bins that might be close to being emptied, and then they are ready for, you know, what the goods that are coming in. And it also helps me sort of take an inventory on where we're at with those items, and I can stick them on our next Azure haul. So it's just a good reminder in the calendar for a time of month to come down here and really take stock of where we're at with things. Now I'm going to work on organizing this shelf. This is our vitamin shelf, and we've been trying to get ahead on our vitamins, but it's really hard to do because vitamins are expensive. We have succeeded with the Nordic berries. We are way ahead on those because they randomly go out of stock, and it takes forever for them to come back in stock. So we have quite a surplus of those just in case that ever happens. And then I'm going to tidy up beneath the shelf. Another thing I've noticed is that when everything is taken out of the pack and just really easy to grab, it makes the chore so much easier. So if I have to refill the kitty litter, I don't want to have to fuss with the packaging and try to pull it out. And it sounds silly, but really just eliminating that extra step makes it so much more likely that I'm going to do that chore. And also when the diapers are like this, we can send a kid down to grab a pack and it's accessible for them. Next, I'm going to work on this chocolate chip bin. I have 6 bags here of the regular chocolate chips, and then I have 1 bag of bittersweet. So I need to make sure that I keep those separate because those do not need to go in this bag. So we did restock on these a few months before we truly needed to, because there is a cocoa shortage, and cocoa is just really, really expensive now. So the way that we were able to afford these is we bought these mini chocolate chips for the first time. For some reason, their price was not inflated yet on Azure, and almost every other chocolate chip product was. It was ridiculous. It's up from like $188 to over $400 now for the same quantity. So I'm very happy to have these, and they should last about a year. The thing that I have sort of had to get into the habit of doing is labeling my buckets, and not just one time, you know, it's like labeling them every time we put something in, making sure that label is up to date. These markers are not the best, so it's a work in progress here. Chocolate chips. I've also, for some things that we keep a lot of, I have started writing the month that we got it. Especially for flour. We keep 5 or 6 buckets of flour, and it can get really confusing about how they need to be rotated. For something like chocolate chips, it's not a concern. We only have 2 5-gallons of chocolate chips. When one gets empty, it goes underneath and the other one goes on top, and it's pretty straightforward, but not everything is that easy. I'm just gonna make sure that we have all of our chocolate chips in one place. This is our other one, which is probably about here. And this is our bittersweet chocolate chips. And then here, I'm gonna set this bag up here. This is the backup for bittersweet chocolate chips. I have 3 more of these buckets coming, and one is gonna be used for our bittersweet rotation. And then this powdered sugar and our buttermilk powder could really do with their own 2-gallon buckets. I'm gonna leave them there so when the 2 gallons come in, I can easily see that that is what needs to go in those buckets. Sometimes when you order buckets, at least in my experience, since the Azure order, takes a month, sometimes you get buckets and you can't remember what you intended to put in them. So it's really helpful for me mentally to just have a plan before the Azure order comes in. So now I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to take the packaging off of these pasta packs. This really just helps me see what we've eaten, what's left over, and it just makes it look neater. We only have 1 box of mac and cheese. I usually keep this over here with kid snacks. Just start a line here. Every once in a while, I also like to pull everything forward on the shelf because everything just gets pushed back or knocked over. And this just helps me make sure everything is accessible. And it also gives me a chance to, put hands on everything and really see how much we have left of things. So now this shelf is looking pretty tidy. It's been a good reminder of what we have in stock. Oh, I'm gonna grab this pasta sauce real quick. Pasta sauce is gonna need to go on the grocery list. I'm gonna scoot them over because I know we have a lot of tomato products coming in. Over here, there's really not much I can do with this shelf. We're good on all our herbs because we actually have a 3-step system for our spices and herbs. So this is our 3rd place storage. And then upstairs we have quart jars as well as half pints that are much closer to the kitchen. So there's not much to do right here. All right, so here are our paper goods. I was trying, whoop, there it goes. I was trying out this brand of aluminum foil, and I really don't think I like it, which is a bummer because I love everything else from this brand. That's what everything else is up here. It's the If You Care brand, and as a rule of thumb, I don't mind paying a little bit more for a good brand, but I also just really don't like this product. It is a weird shape, and there's also no metal cutter. It has like a paper cutter in there. Like the jagged edges are made of cardboard, so it kind of tears funky, and then it's a huge rectangle, so it's often way too much, so it just feels wasteful. So it's expensive, it forces you to use too much, it doesn't cut evenly. So I think I'm gonna go back to Reynolds for this product. But we do absolutely love, oh, it's upside down. We do absolutely love these parchment sheets, as well as their coffee filters and these paper snack bags right here. What brand is this? Oh, that's not the same brand. I get these on Amazon, subscribe and save. But these paper snack and sandwich bags are amazing. We love these a lot. I've also been giving a lot of herbs away lately, and I've been putting them in this type of bag just because I don't want to waste a Ziploc on that. And it's been a good solution. These are candle wicks because I told myself I was going to make my own candles. It's been months. I have not made candles. The last thing I need to do is basically some grocery shopping. First thing I'm going to grab are eggs, and we're out of eggs. We need to find more. It has been really hard to source eggs because we've been trying to get them from local people, but then you kind of have to piecemeal, where you're getting them from because nobody has 15 dozen a month, We're also going to take some cheddar upstairs. I can see that I'm once again out of both mozzarella and cheddar in the same month. I'm also gonna take a bunch of butter up. This is the Rumiano Organic. We really like this. This is the unsalted, and this is the salted, just 2 of each, so we're well stocked this week. And I'm gonna pull some bacon up. I'm gonna do 2 of these. I don't actually know how heavy these are. Maybe about 1.5 pounds or a pound. But we're gonna use one for meal prepping some burritos, and then the other one will just be to eat throughout the week. And then I'm gonna take out some ribs because I think that's what's for dinner tomorrow. All right, and I think that's everything. It looks a lot better down here, and we are ready to bring in our haul tomorrow, put it away seamlessly. It's gonna be another great Azure day. I hope you all have a good rest of your week, and I'll see you tomorrow with the Azure haul.